October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. That's a lie. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call the most familiar face Detective Gumshoe to the stand. Really at the last time? Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court? Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on the dot. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, that rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest with the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Skip it. I think I can probably remember that. Do I really have to remember the facts now? So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh, that's interesting. So, like, you know, kind of, okay. So, yeah, I gotta remember. That's not first. Well, let's declare her name. My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please? Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please? Seems like there's a bit of a trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Oh my god, here we go again. Objection! I object to the witness' talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? You see, yes, say I was? And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Gosh. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run this morning. Anyway, when I got to the guard station, I was at the main gate from then until 5, and the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, oh crap. So I guess, do I really have to remember the things? Day of the murder, to the guard station. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, a card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you were at the guard station? Poor Oldtimer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. Equipping a spirit medium to take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. Oh. You see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. Was it the main gate from then until 5? Until 5. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks? Not even a second? Of course! I am a professional, you know! Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. We can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Whopper. Snipper Whopper? Old Windbag is just a dick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the wizard was on duty during the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Yeah. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by at 2 p.m. 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies out in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. That's it. Nick, doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much? Bags a lot of gossiping about other people's misfortunes. Can she get her kick somewhere else? Morning. Should I present? I think I should present this. Went through there since morning. Errands. 1 till 5. Present it now? Let me get this straight, Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai Defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that! I wasn't born yesterday! No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldback, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Oldbags has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. Man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You see he's dragging his legs. See clear as day. He's dragging both legs, you say. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Say anything I don't mean. The morning during the run-through of the action scene. Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurts. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. May continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own... Sure, what? It's broken? Is it broken? Doesn't look broken. His own samurai spear. A samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. It's debatable? It's like, is that duct tape on there? I can't totally tell. I don't think that is. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated in the courtroom. The murder weapon, a break in the shaft is invented with duct tape. So that is duct tape, okay. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. That's the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is... Where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. Oh... We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. That's important to me! Witness to see the Steel Samurai, yes? Great. He's pulling out straws. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. Suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. Defense is a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Here we go again. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh, gosh. Witness account continued. Time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Well, I kind of forgot about Gumshoe's testimony, so I don't remember what he said. Final promise at 2:30 p.m. True. In person, stock goes to studio before then with no powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see, the thing after church just fell off, just found us for donuts. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio have to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. Oldbags sure has balls, or well, you know what I mean. Oldbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. What can I do here? I can't think of anything. Okay, time 2:30. 2:30. Okay. Got the studio before that was no powers. Should I present the picture again? Man, this is tough. This is tough. What? Oh my gosh, what am I doing? All I know is about the grate at the employee area, which it would be to the right of the map. So that would easily get through. I wanna say this. I don't know. Let me just go through and see if there's anything else. Oldbags sure has balls. I feel like I need to do this picture again. I think that's all I can do. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. The very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m. photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access to the security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. Oh, I was kind of expecting it too. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what that means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, that's what you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Again. God, this is kind of annoying now. Every day after finishing my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out 1 photo that day. Why'd you throw away the photo? Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Yeah. Oh, God. Why'd you throw it away? Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Another job. That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that the security takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. There aren't any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't test that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out 1 photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, you're freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those are your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. There we go. The grate has been loose for a while. These outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. Boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. Thank you. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. And alright, it's like there's so much to remember that's like, God, I want to forget something. February 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers? Yeah? Tell me straight. Are you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio! I was sleeping, honest! So what's the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. Seriously. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect by now. Nick! What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. It's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sound like that. Jeez. It's gonna be tough. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Earthworth will present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter. Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. I can save, right? Order. Interesting. I'm gonna save. I don't know if it's cheating, but I want to save. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. So the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? The biggest one I could think of was the security lady. I don't want to blame the girl. I don't want to blame the girl. I don't want to... It's definitely not the boy. I'm gonna laugh, it'll be the boy. It's like, how tall is she and how tall is the security lady? It's one of those two, that's all I know. Crap, I don't want to do it. Oh my gosh. I'm really pulling for the old lady. It's like, because she says she saw him, but I feel like she's mostly talking about the picture though. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Ooh. Steel Samurai is striking his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag! What? Whippersnapper? Order, order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you! Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal a Steel Samurai costume, then slept the Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would you go through the trouble wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe that's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers accepted in this case can be used to cast doubt on Mr. Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Oldbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute! What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased! It's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter! When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops! Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and me to your elders' day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. Do you have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? The spear? Question mark? I don't know. Push to the chests. Let's see if it was the boy. I'll tell who the boy be. He's like, he should be like short. I doubt he would hit the chest, or otherwise it'd be like an upward angle. I want to say the spear. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness character comment on this? The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor? The prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking! Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? I mean, it wasn't Edward who told her not to talk. Well, testify. Damn it. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm letting them get away scot-free. Okay. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Gosh, I thought I was done. Mobile Cities wanted me to keep quiet about something. So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all on it. There were some other people at the studios and did the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? True. True. Of course. Yes, well, I am surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There's a Studio 2? Yes, there's a Studio 2. I want to go there the last time. If you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over? Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... should I take a break? I feel like I want to take a break. Do you want to take a break? Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and there's some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as you stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant, Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up at the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? I'm voting for her, yeah. What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Alright, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. That felt long.